It's my birthday. It's my birthday. And I got my first gift. Well, actually, technically, I chose this out, but my wife got it. This is a NASCAR shirt, but the reason why I liked it so much was because it's got the Camry. It's a new Camry. I don't have that Camry, but it's a Camry. It's Toyota. Come on. Come on, guys. All right, let's go ahead and open this and see what I got. Want to help me open? Yes. Okay. Oh, open it here. Open it. Open. Oh. Whoa, what's that? Is it shoes? No, it's a shirt.
You keep saying that every time she shows up on the
She's taking over. She's taking over my vlog, guys.
Oh, Black Widow?
Okay, take two. Here we go. You guys already know basketball season's about to start.
You need to drink 1 cup of water right now, and I need to see.
Let's go.
After that, you tell me.
I'm not gonna lie, it is a lot colder here than I thought it was gonna be. Good morning, guys. I'm here in Silverwood Lakes, beautiful area out here in SoCal. Thing is that it definitely used to be a lot more beautiful, and the reason being is because behind me, right there, it's all been burned down. Most of this area has kind of been burned down, but the lake is still here. This is one of the few lakes here in SoCal that actually still has water. All right, so I realized I had to put my little wind guard on and turn the noise reduction to low, not high. So I'm hoping to still kind of capture some of that nature sound, but at the same time, not wanting to capture too much of the wind because it is kind of windy, but it's doing all right. My tripod's doing all right. So today is my birthday. Thank you. I officially turned 36. I feel no different, to be honest with you. But in a sense, I do kind of feel like a little bit different, only because I know I'm getting up that ladder to looking at 40. And I honestly believe that the younger generation, like the Gen Z and all that stuff, I truly believe that that generation has kind of made my generation, and I'm pretty sure the generation before me, feel a little bit younger. Like, I feel like the 20s are now the new 30s, the 30s are now the new 40s. So it's kind of like being 36 years old. I honestly feel, I don't feel 36. I get a lot of people telling me I don't look 36. Like, some people tell me I look like I'm in my mid to late 20s, and then some people say like early 30s. So I'm cool with that. I'll stick with that. This is kind of like what I like to do on my birthday. I've been doing this the last, I say 2 years, is I wake up early on my birthday between 4:30 and 5 a.m. and I get up, I make sure I have all my gear and everything, and I find like a remote area. I know last year I went to almost Wrightwood area, and had a quiet spot that has some beautiful, like, giant rocks. I did, flew my drone. The most important thing about me coming to like these kind of remote areas is for me to take some time to do my morning devotion. And basically, I just sit in silence. I'll sit in my car, sit in silence, and pray. You know what I mean? Just give it all to God. Give a whole year to God, and reflect on a lot of my wrongs, my rights. Reflect a lot on issues, a lot of frustrations, a lot of confusions, and just give it all to God and just understand that I can't control everything, and I can't get so worked up about what I can't control. And I think owning a business and now having 4 kids and being married 14 years, I feel like kind of gotten to this point where it's like, man, what have I accomplished? What do I need to accomplish? What do I know? What can I teach my kids and help them in their journey in life? Even though they're so young, I want to be able to get to this point where I can show them, what I've learned, and teach them, things that I wish my dad would have taught me at a young age, because my dad was, a very angry person. My dad was a very, hard worker. So it was really hard to kind of get to these points in life where I felt like, I needed my dad, because it was so confusing in life growing up. I did grow up in a blended home, and at the same time, it was like my dad being such a hard worker, he wasn't really home. And then we did have a sister with 4 brothers. My sister was the youngest in '96, and her life was taken away by the babysitter. So it really shook our family up. And I know with my dad being so angry, he had so much resentment, so much hate, so much distress in his life, that he didn't know how to kind of not channel that anger and not channel that frustration as a father to his kids. And I know it led to a rough childhood. It ultimately grew me up to a point where I realized this is something that I don't want to do to my kids. This is a fatherhood, an example, a leader, a teacher that I don't want to do to my kids. So if it gets to this point where I feel like I'm kind of following my dad's steps, I have to just kind of think to myself, like, remember how you grew up, remember what you've been through, and take those lessons in life and, implement it into my kids. And ultimately, that inner child that's still in me, that always wants to have fun, that always is down for everything, that always just, wants to be free in life. I want to be able to give that to my kids, the peace, the freedom, the love, the joy, the forgiveness in life. I want to be able to give that to my kids, because I don't want them to be so restricted in this life that, they end up closing themselves off from, the rest of the world. So ultimately, every day I got to make these decisions, because my kids, they need me, and my wife needs me, and the company needs me, and we have employees need to sustain work, that need to provide for their own families. So even though I look at my plate, and there's so much that I have to feed, and there's so much that I have to give out, and there's so much that I have to show to, to people that rely on me, it sometimes feels like I have the weight of the world on my shoulders. And sometimes I fumble, I fall, I trip, I make mistakes, I make regrets, and it's a nasty feeling. I don't know, sometimes just having peace and quiet scares me to a certain degree, because it gives me too much time to reflect on my mistakes more than my accomplishments. And I don't know if any of you guys ever feel like that, or any of you guys ever feel like you're not good enough, or you ever feel like, what am I doing wrong, or what am I doing that could be better? I get you. I hear that too. I don't know how to always give the best advice, and I don't always know how to choose the right direction or choose the right path that could, you know, always make the circumstances better or always make a situation less stressful. And that's sometimes, you know, issues that I got to deal with. I feel like I always just got to at least try my best, do my best, and hope for the best, because without hope, man, you're just kind of like a ticking time bomb, just ready to go off. If you don't have somebody in your life to be able to reflect on the hardships of life, especially your personal life, it just, you know, it makes it feel like you're just alone in this world. And that's the reason why I'm so blessed and so thankful for my wife, for always being that solid foundation that God has basically put together in life for me, because he knows my shortcomings, he knows my triggers, he knows my breaking points. And basically, you know, my wife knows me so well that she can kind of already see it coming, or she can already have a sense of like me heading down the wrong choice or decision or path or whatever you want to call it. And she helps me get in alignment, you know, and it always draws back to God. The first thing she always ends up telling me is like, you know, have you talked to God about it? Have you brought it up to him? Have you, you know, have you prayed? Get this sense of like, man, like, I know you're right. I need to. And it also brings peace to me. And with that peace, it's like it becomes overwhelming, and then slowly but surely it starts making sense, and you know, God brings that clarity to me, and you know, I'm able to keep it pushing. Man, it's getting cold. I ain't gonna lie. I am not gonna lie, guys. It's getting cold. I'm trying to push through this wind breeze. I really am. So upon recording this as well, there was like 2 cars that pulled up right next to me, and like the whole family like got out, and it was like 10 people, and they were just like literally staring at me while I'm like vlogging, and I'm like trying to keep it cool. I'm trying to keep it focused. I'm trying to like stay in the emotion of what I'm trying to deliver. And this is not scripted. This is like all from the heart. This is a real moment. This is real time for me. This is just real quality time for me, for you guys to be here in this very personal and very needed moment for me. Means a lot, you know what I mean? And it just shows a lot of growth, that I love my life. I love my family. I love my business. I love to love, and I love God, and I love nature, and I love what I've been so freely and preciously given. And I'm not just saying that because it's my birthday and I'm trying to sound all cliche. I'm just trying to just be real with you guys and just be open, you know, as much as I can. And you know, if you feel like you're going through a hard time in life, and just find a peaceful place and find an area that you can come to and, you know, have some quality time with yourself and with God and with nature. And don't make harsh decisions. Don't be so rational when you make decisions, or don't be so quick to judge and stuff like that. And it's just taking time to realize that time heals all. Time makes sense of it all. And with clarity and a little pep talk, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. I'm gonna go fly my drone. All right, you guys ready to see what I'm talking about? Here we go. It's in here. It's in the box. What's in the box? I got too many kids to not be up on that Miss Rachel game, so don't hold me to it, guys. I'm a dad of 4 now, not a dad of 3. I'm a dad of 4. 4 kids. I have 3 siblings, obviously including me, makes 4. So it feels right. 4 kids feels right to me. I'm just so thankful and so blessed to know that the 4 that I do have is with the one person I can't spend the rest of my life without. Anyway, let me show you that. Let me show you. I've actually had this drone for a while. I'm not gonna lie. Honey, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I'm glad I got it at the time that I got it because, one, it was like the regular price. Now, if you go and get this drone, it's like, man, it's super expensive, like super duper expensive. I mean, everything with DJI here in the States is super expensive, right? There's only a very specific type of people that get these kind of drones, and I got it because, man, it's so different. It's like going from a regular action camera to a 360 camera, right? It's a whole different world, whole different type of atmosphere, whole different type of imagination to your creativity that you can bring with the 360 camera versus the Osmo Pocket 3 versus the Action 5. And this drone here definitely brings that to the table versus your traditional drones. You already know where I'm going with this, and you already know. If you know, you know. Let me show you guys. This here is Delilah. Here she is. You guys. The Avata 2. Ain't she a beauty? Not gonna lie. Last time I flew this drone was on my birthday last year. So it's been 365 days since I last flew her. Reason being is because, I don't know. To be honest, it's one of those like, man, you gotta be in some cool places to be able to fly and get some pretty good shots. Now, some people may say, I take it to the park and I fly it and stuff like that. I get that. I can fly my drone anywhere too. I'm talking about the waterfalls, the jungle, volcanoes. Man, those are what you want to see on an FPV. You don't want to see traditional drones fly in those kind of areas because that's just regular drone footages. That's stuff we see all the time everywhere you go. But an FPV drone, it's a whole different ball game. FPVs are definitely very creative, very interesting camera angles, and this one is definitely very beginner friendly. It's remarkably easy to get down and pick it up pretty quick because I did pick up ND filters for this, and I picked it up because when me and my son went to San Francisco, oh yeah, I do have them right here. So when we went to San Francisco, I thought I was going to use it, but I never used it while we were in San Francisco. And I was a little disappointed in myself because, to be honest with you, I kind of forgot I had it. And I was like, man, like, I realized we were like already at the end of the trip, and I was like, wait, I didn't even use the Avata. I am going to test the Avata here. There is some hills and obviously some water and stuff like that I do want to kind of dip it around and see. I've been back and forth like crazy on if I should get the manual remote for the Avata, and I know that once you're able to switch the Avata into manual mode, that's where it's like all bets are off. It's like full on like manual control, and that's where you can push this thing to its absolute limit, especially with the speed. That's when you see the people like flying, that's manual mode. That's completely manual mode, because I think with the remote, even though you're in sport, I want to say it only goes up to like maybe 30 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour, something like that. Now when you are flying FPV, 40 miles an hour is really actually slow. You're like, dude, that's crazy slow. So it makes such a big difference when you go manual mode to sport mode, or from sport mode to manual mode. All right, so with this drone, obviously comes with the FPV goggles, and these are the new ones. These are the goggle 2. So this is the battery back here. But the cool thing about it is the fact that you can just turn this dial and it actually adjusts to your head. So it's something as simple as you just like twisting the knob and it just like onto your face. And pro tip, something with the inside of those goggles, you don't want to expose those to like direct light. I guess from what they're saying, it could mess up some sensors or something like that that's inside the goggles. We're going no hat, guys. We're gonna go with the crazy hair. And it does come with 3 batteries. It's pretty cool because it does have like the USB port and the SD port right here on the side. So Pretty cool, pretty convenient. It's gonna be my first time putting it on, so I gotta make sure that I like do it right. When in doubt, go to YouTube and just try to find out like how it actually works. All right, so the video said to take the ND, pinch it, and then it's supposed to pop in. All right, it worked. Supposed to push it down. Start with putting the bottom pin in, and then this little top part that's up here, you just kind of pinch it down, so you squeeze it, and then push the top in, and then pops right in there. So let's go. And then here's the cool part about it. Tap the side, and now you got these cameras here that you can see what you're doing. So once you're all set, go back, and then you can go ahead and go through your settings. So if you ask me about the Avata 2, why I got it, when I got it when it first came out, and it was more of a repulsive buy. It wasn't even like a real purpose to it. It was just, man, that'd be a dope drone to have in the arsenal. So upon driving back to the main road, I found this like random, pretty cool like restaurant. It's called the Silverwood Ranch House, and this is sushi and grill. So I thought it was pretty unique. There's nobody here, obviously. It's still pretty early, and plus it's a Sunday. Just thought it was pretty unique that there's this Korean restaurant. Alright, now don't hate on me guys or anything like that. I have this little Canon R100. It's not no professional camera or anything like that. I got it from my daughter. It was really cheap also at the time that I did get it, and she was trying to get into photography. So this was like a very friendly beginner, super beginner, entry level, did I say budget camera for my daughter with her trying to get into it, and she's done actually a really great job with it. I don't know, I figured today I'd give it a shot and just see, you know, what shots I can get with it. So let's go. Dirt roads is no place for a slam car, I'll tell you that much. I was kind of debating too if I should have brought the Sequoia, which obviously would have made a whole lot more sense. I don't know, I love my car. It just feels good when I get the opportunity to do something with the Camry that I wanted to do originally. Be able to pull up with the Camry, the Slamry, man. Enough of the beautiful scenery. Let's go ahead and get some coffee. I'm almost out of this mountain area. Go get coffee at our favorite place, which is Klatch. At least favorite within like a 30-mile radius. This spot has just been A1. And not just that, like the people there, they're always happy to see us just as much as we're happy to see them. And some of them we've gotten pretty cool with. They hook us up with some free stuff, and I know they had this pastry that was like super hyped, and it was always sold out. That location wasn't supposed to get it, but they ended up
getting it, and I don't know if he's a manager or if he's a general manager or something like that. It was my wife's birthday about 2 weeks ago, and we went in there, placed a pretty big order too, some coffee, some food, pastries, and all that stuff. And he was just like, oh, I got you guys, happy birthday. And this goes back to, when you really do treat people the way that you want to be treated. It's cliche, but man, it's so true. It goes to that saying, some people that you absolutely need in your life, especially for us guys, it's a barber, a good barber, and a mechanic. And as much as coffee as my wife and I drink, we need a good barista too. So we found our spot, and they're amazing people. See, I was a little cold this morning, but obviously it being summertime, it's starting to get hot. I think right now it's already 83. It's crazy. Man, when I was talking about meeting people can vibe off of you or connect with you or something like that, and just it was pretty dope. I know me having the mic on my chest kind of started the conversation, but he was already cool, to begin with. And I've seen him through like the drive-through window before, obviously never had a conversation with him, and that was the first time. And he said his name was Mike. So, hey Mike, if you're watching this, bro, here at Clash, hey, super nice to meet you, man. But he's hopefully a new subscriber, if you're watching this, man. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted for this, but it's my birthday, so I really don't. I had to pop the ND filter off. I'm managing the grill and I had to hit up the pool, so I'm back and forth. I'm being a multi-tasker, and check it out. So we finished the meats, the steaks, the ribs.
I'm like, I should have something like cold.
It's good? Yeah, the homie Diego said it's fire. He said it's fire. Ah! Now we're working on the burgers, getting these going. So, all right, this is my first time working on charcoal. You guys already know, you see me on the propane grill at home. That's honestly, that's all I kind of ever really worked with. But my first time on charcoal, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job. So call me Chef Boyardee. Let's go.